Hey there, A&D Junior Adventures and Friends. Welcome back to the Dicey Bastards. This is our 0.5 episode. We haven't officially even hit Game 1 yet, but that does not mean we're not going to have fun. My name is MK Gibson, Gibby to all you friends, author of such books as the Shadow Master series, as Villain's Rule, Technomancer series, To Beat the Devil, and many others. With me on this 0.5 episode are none other than Steve Wetherell and Robert Bellend. Bevan. Mr. Bellend and Mr. Wetherell, please introduce yourselves.
After you, Mr. Bellend.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. Today, I shall be reprising my role as Jorcerer the Sorcerer with the Morcerer. There we are.
Accolades keep growing.
Oh, God. Hi there, I'm
That's
Steve.
not all that's growing.
Oh, dear. Oh, we've started too early.
I called him a bell end. Come on.
Hi there, I'm Steve Wetherell, and I play Stan Dandyliver, stumbling painfully back into adventure once again. In real life, I write such books as the Brandon Firemaster series of mildly erotic adventures. Go check them out.
Jesus Christ. All right. Got to get that narrator voice going, and this is the important. Greetings all. When last we gathered, we met Stan Dandyliver, the washed up, down on his luck, over the hill, hack at best, swashbuckling folk. You know, don't interrupt your inner monologue. This is very important for us. Hack at best, I had to really get that part in, swashbuckling folk hero. After returning to Tottenshire after 2 years along the salty sea spray, or whatever that adventure was, we won't speak of it. In Tottenshire, the land of his birth, Stan Dandyliver lives in his own filth and is covered in worse, mostly rats.
You could have just said swashbuckling adventure. The rest all seems rather superfluous.
I know I could have, but as your internal monologue, your conscience, Connie, if you will, it's time for you to have a little trust in me, because clearly you don't trust yourself. As I was saying, Stan is now the owner and proprietor of the Castrated Ram and Tavern and Brothel. After basking in what could have been his greatest moments, more than a little of his own beer barf breakfast, a little bit of horror-based wisdom, Stan eventually met a fire genasi named Jovan Heidelreich. Jovan was representative of a patron named Lady Slagenia, who dwells in the island nation of Straktum, far to the south. Stan was offered a job. For 50,000 gold, he was to travel to Straktum's northern port city of Blago Gulch. Once there, he and his team were to locate the villa of Ivan von Arslak, infiltrate the villa, and steal the Tooth of Tiamat. Can Stan do this? Can Stan get a team together in time? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Stan agreed to these terms and conditions, having no one but himself. But at the end of his little personal journey, he realized, oh shit, I need friends, specifically ones with magic. Now, before we get to Stan in his filth back in his bar, I want to take us somewhere else, friends. Somewhere a little special, someone near and dear to everyone's heart. We're going to go to our good friend, the one and only Jorcerer the Sorcerer, the one with the Morcerer.
Hello.
Stan, you're on this page, but you don't need to worry about that now. You're just there so the audience at home can see. Let's check in with the cherubic champion of coxmanship, the magical man in red. Marriage, it seems, at least for Jorcerer the Sorcerer, following the events of his salty seaward adventures, sucks. Marriage sucks for him. Jorcerer met and fell in love, or at least lust, with a woman, affectionately named Mrs. the Sorcerer.
I don't know. Love or lust are both strong words. She was there and alive.
Despite the decimation of the town, Mrs. the Sorcerer saw the beauty of magic and what it could do, so she dedicated herself to the studies of this arcane. But like any good person, she cheated and got ahead by following the ways of the warlock. Bending a knee to an infernal patron, Mrs. the Sorcerer has siphoned off most of Jorcerer's magic, leaving him a shell of who he was. With his last
She sapped my wonder.
She sapped all your wonder. Now
Wait a minute. Wait. I'm not a D&D expert.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that somebody had hijacked Jorcerer as their patron?
No.
To get magic powers?
No. Yeah, well...
Is that how it works?
The English patron that Mrs. the Sorcerer bent a knee to says, well, you've got a magical battery right here. Siphon this off to start with.
Oh, I see. So he's being cucked, basically.
Yes, yeah, 1,000%. With his last gasp of control, Jorcerer kind of, sort of, maybe mentioned the land of Tottenshire, where his good friend Dandyliver resides. But unfortunately, Mrs. the Sorcerer took control and moved them to the northern gated community of Wanderlust, a suburb for just arcane practitioners. And for the last 2 years, she's ruled the house with an iron fist. Jorcerer, like I said, a prison in his own home.
Iron fist or rubber fist, Gibby?
When Mrs. the Jorcerer fists him, he knows it.
There's no doubt in my mind that this neighborhood has an HOA.
Oh, without 1,000%. It's called Wanderlust. You know that's going to happen. Now, what she did do to you was she implanted a gem, a very rare, completely original, never heard before. The gem of Mark Fu has been planted somewhere on your body below your waist. You figure it out. With this gem, you cannot leave the property or the house without her permission, unless you have magics powerful enough to break it. How will you ever get out?
Is this going to be like passing a kidney stone?
I think it's either like somewhere up the butt, or it's kind of like one of those things they put around the wang to, like, keep people from having erections. Regardless, she has retarded your wonder. We find Jorcerer alone in his study, surrounded by the most filthy, depraved works of literature. Titles such as The Ghost of Hooker Alley, It Came From My Butthole, Tossing the Salad, Pixie Dicks, The Fuckubus, Genital Harpies, and more.
Ah, those classical magical tomes.
Jorcerer, you are in your study, the one place of your entire house you can call yours. How you feeling?
Unwell.
What makes you feel so unwell?
I'm trapped in this house and trapped in this marriage. I stare out the windows, longing to be free like the birdies.
Jorcerer, give me a perception check.
All right, you're playing with fire here.
I understand. Oh, it's a low DC. Don't worry about that.
Oh, no, I meant like just asking me to roll anything.
Oh, that's fair too.
You have such a low bar for a risk on this podcast. Bevan, I'd like you to do something. Whoa there.
All right, did it happen?
I saw nothing come through yet.
Listeners, if the podcast suddenly ends, it's because Bevan's computer exploded.
Yes. Yeah,
like that.
Jorcerer rolls a 14 in perception.
Jorcerer, right. So, the rhythmic sounds of flesh on flesh is not hard to miss. Apparently, Mrs. the Sorcerer is back in your master bedroom.
Wait, am I doing this, or am I hearing this?
You're hearing this. Mrs. the Sorcerer is back in her bedroom, the one you guys share, with her good friend, Friendly Will, the handyman. The doors are shut.
Oh,
but
right.
it is.
I thought she was fucking the patron.
Yeah, well, no, she's fucking your handyman. Now, this is a big day for you because you guys has been in your 2 years anniversary being in this particular house. And your wife decided to throw a barbecue for the community. Everyone, all the knowing wizards and of the wizarding quote family have all showed up. They'll be arriving anytime now, and the backyard's being set up by your servants. And but yet there you are in your room, surrounded by filthy literature, while your wife is doing the do with the handyman.
That's fine. She's being kept busy. That's what the handyman's for.
You know what? That's fair. When you said earlier you were looking out the window and thinking of longing times, correct?
Yes. And
just
fucking birds.
Yeah, exactly. Roll me a charisma check.
Okay, you're asking for it.
This either becomes a Snow White Disney song or you masturbating at some birds.
Why do they have to be mutually exclusive, man? Why can't you have a 5 moment? Perfect. Why can't you have a 5 moment while you rub one out?
All right.
How the fuck did you roll a 17 charisma?
Because he's got a +5. He's a sorcerer.
Jesus.
Wait. All right, no. Yeah, I'm a sorcerer. I'm sorry, that was a saving throw, though. I rolled the wrong thing.
It doesn't matter. It's all I needed. I just needed an excuse to cut to the next scene.
There we go.
But
Nice.
there was sometimes there are kind gods in this world. A natural 20, even better. With a natural 20 for a total of 23, there are some kind gods in this world. And sometimes there's gods who just want to see the world burn. I'm not sure which one is listening. But right at that moment, at the other end of this little town of Tottenshire, your friend Dandyliver gets just a warm feeling. We're going to cut back over to him right now.
Does he see me licking the window?
Well, no, he's not there right now. I just put him on the screen so
All right.
So I didn't put Steve
I
in total
feel
darkness.
you licking the window.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that's what the charisma check was for. Like I'm pressing my body against the window. And somebody saw me.
You are putting your will out into the world. All right, we're back at Stan's bar, and a little thought bubble of the Jorcerer appears above Stan's head. You can't get him out of your mind, and it's like, for some reason, you have a feeling he's close, but you're not sure how or why.
I feel you, Jorcerer.
Are you singing to yourself again?
It's natural 20. That's got to trigger some kind of musical event,
God,
right?
you're
I
doing it
assume
again,
that's how
aren't
it
you?
works.
Oh, man.
Inner voice.
Yes.
Don't lie to me.
Staniel, yes? What,
Do something useful for a change.
Well, I'm trying to do something useful, and you are not listening to me, as always. Okay, we've got the feeling that your friend is closer than
You
we
felt
think.
a Jorcerer twinge there,
Yes,
right?
I felt the tingle in my dingle, if you will.
Somewhere in the pants.
Yes, indeed. But I don't know where he would be in the city. How do we find him in an entire city?
Yes, I suppose I can't rely on whimsical, nostalgic soaring of the heart. You could probably ask for directions. I mean, I'd loathe to do so. Feels like a bit of a cop-out.
Well, we're men. That's what we do. We don't ask.
We are but men.
We sally
True.
forth and do the thing and plow forward.
Well, let's fucking do that. Why don't we?
Well, we could, but we could also, we have people from the city around us, literally, like old Willie Pete is drunk on the thing, the prostitute Rosy Cheeks and Trudy Goodnight, your bouncer / cook, who are very city-wise people. So, you could always talk.
Whores and drunks, assemble. I need your advice.
Like an action crew. The prostitutes. What do you need, darling? I'm busy. What do you want? Good old Willie Pete, former owner of the castrated ram, stands up. I'm still drinking. What's up?
Now, we're all a little bit down and out, a little bit close to the gutter. Now, there's a friend of mine, and I have an inkling he's closer than we'd think. And his level of debauchery must be somewhat legendary in a town like this. Have you ever heard of Jorcerer the Sorcerer? He's a weirdly charming man, but in a dangerous and disgusting way.
Let me do a few rolls here. Old Willie Pete's not sure. He's heard. He thinks he's heard that name. Trudy Goodnight's got a natural 20. Rosy Cheeks is like, I'm
Trudy.
a whore.
Oh, you want me to locate a seedy man?
Has he been here before? Rosy Cheeks is like, I'm sorry, honey. From the waist up, I have no idea who they are. So you just measure people from the waist down. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry about that. Willie Pete's
true.
like, there's if he's a sorcerer, maybe. And like, he starts to babble a little bit, but Trudy Goodnight, retired
Willie Pete, shut your mouth. Trudy has something to say.
I'm just saying, she says. If he's a sorcerer type, then he probably resides somewhere in Wanderlust, the magical gated community to the north.
A gated community.
Yep, you haven't heard of it. Oh, of course you're not. You're still covering your vomit from like 15
I should
minutes
probably
ago.
scrape that off.
You
It
might want
sounds
to
like
get clean. Yeah.
Yes.
You still smell like beer breakfast, and it's gross.
Yes, I've let myself go a little bit. But if Stan Dandyliver can't charm his way into a gated community, then it's probably because he's still covered in vomit.
Quick question before you go. Who's going to run the bar?
Willie Pete, time to step up.
Trudy Goodnight.
No?
She just shakes her head.
Trudy, you're on.
There we go. All right. I also watched that fire guy gave you a whole pouch of money. So we're going to be paid in advance.
Paid in advance.
I don't know how long you're going to be gone for, but I know adventuring time when it comes to calling. So
that's true. I should leave you enough to see to the expenses on this decrepit, piss-stained bar.
all right.
Yeah, why not give the place a lick of paint while I'm away?
Okay.
Real paint as well, not just the blood of hobos.
Rosie's like, that's not the only thing we can paint these walls with. Just saying.
I know, Rosie, I know.
No,
but
I'm just saying.
honestly, like pound for pound, it's probably cheaper to buy paint. I don't know. I mean, I know you're good.
Yeah.
I know you're that good.
I mean, Skeet does thimbles full of time mostly. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
I don't want to be coming back to finding the foundations are entirely propped up with the cum of strangers.
I would. Okay, it would be. It totally would be. Yeah.
No.
Then I would not check the plaster in the bathrooms, nor the the grouts of the tile in the kitchen.
There's a reason I don't pay attention to anything, and it's you.
Or
Rosie,
age.
you.
It could be your age. Well, she's got you there.
It's a bit
She's
of
got
both.
you there, Daniel. We are quite.
Yeah, yes, I'm old. That's fine. Doesn't mean I want to live in a building held up entirely with cum.
All right.
Okay, all right. I'll lay down a couple of platinum pieces.
Yes. How many?
Keep things ticking along. Remind me, Gibby.
He gave you a bushel of. He gave you a basket of 1,000 golds worth of platinum. Every platinum piece is worth 10 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. What is the economy like?
Okay. Well, in this kind of seedy place, like a gold will get you like a room and meals for 3 days because you live in your particular bar is more runs in the silver category. So platinum is like you're walking into the projects and dropping down like $1,000. So if you gave him 100 gold worth, that you could probably come back in a couple of days to basically a new bar.
Okay. Well, probably going to be longer than a couple of days. So we'll say, Trudy, let's say a couple of 100 gold investment in the decor. Maybe scrape off some of that semen, replace it with grout, for example. And we'll say a few hundred more gold because I expect to be gone for at least 6 months. And when I return, I shall return a rich and lauded gentleman.
If I may, Daniel, if I may, don't forget you still have to recruit a team, so you might want to use this as a staging base. So I don't think you're going to leave just yet with you and Jorcerer.
Oh, things generally have a way of working out, I find. I can normally convince people to do things that aren't in their best interests.
Oh, well, then fuck
you,
me. I'll
for
shut
example,
up.
Willie Pete. I mean, you used to own this bar, didn't you? You fuck. Ha ha! Who owns it now? That's right, me.
We'll see when you're gone. Willie Pete will rise again.
Trudy, punch this man in the face.
And she does. She knocks him hard. Doesn't even ask questions. Like she's holding a beer stein in one hand, punches through that into his bearded face, knocking him out cold. Then she looks back at you with a broken mug and dripping beer.
Trudy, you truly are a delight. I'm glad I can rely on you. Here's 5 platinum.
You just handed. Oh my god. Okay. Well, in the economy terms, like did you ever see that scene in Eurotrip where he flicked a guy a nickel like, I'll buy my own hotel? That's what you just did. So congratulations.
I trust Trudy. She's
she actually of your staff, she is the most trustworthy. All right. Okay. So I assume you want to take off towards the northern end of town, towards the gated community, correct?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
I will stop by if there's some kind of speed run cleaning up place. Like a car wash, but for people. I don't know.
There is on their way there. Oddly enough, so when you get to the outskirts of town, as you get closer to Wanderlust, they actually have mages out front who press to digitize everything and clean you up, because that's what the spell does. It removes all dirt and grime on a thing. So, you have to be presentable to enter Wanderlust. Now, fortunately for you, you still have your old adventuring gear and flair, so you don't look like, you may smell like, or at least
a decrepit old man who's been living in a building full of semen.
And rat fucks and rat fucking. Yeah. But you still have your good old clothes. So you don your old swashbuckling garb, dated. Heavily dated, so heavily dated as it is.
I prefer the term zaddy.
It's classic mothball bullshit. All right, so you are cleaned. You are headed north to the gated community of Wanderlust, Magical Mages Community LLC. It is a thriving metropolis full of wizards and warlocks, sorcerers and bards, even a few monks. Anybody who's got a few clerics, but they're not as much. They keep them around just because people get sick. Oh, 1,000%. And you definitely feel like this might have been land that was used to belong, or the section used to belong to the projects. Man, this is wizard gentrification at its finest. They came in and pushed out all the poor people and turned this into a real estate bonanza for themselves. Now, give me a history check, Stan.
Not much in the way of the non-powerful chaps here. Okay, history check. Kablooey.
A 9.
9.
Well, it's your own town, so it's like a DC of 7, but it's not great. There were some rumblings a while back that the magical community was something of a family, meaning there seems to be powers that operate this magical community that may or may not be legal. Heavily on the familia, if you're following me. A little bit of the mafioso kind of vibe within this magical community. So it's best to be on your P's and Q's while you traverse this area. Now, you come to the gated community, and of course there, you have the people who look you up and down. You've been cleaned, you're presentable, but they want to know what you're doing because you don't exactly have wizard's robe, nor a hat, nor anything that kind of resembles magical accoutrement, if you will. What are you going to say or do to try to get into the community? Before you even look for Jorcerer, what's your in line? Hit me up. What's your best line?
Hi there, I'm rich.
Well, sir, how rich are we talking?
Oh, quite rich. I thought I'd just wander around. I didn't want to hang around with the poor people. You know how it is.
Are you letting your sack of platinum jangle?
Yeah, where his testicles are, just gently kind of crotch thrusting.
Platinum's got to be so it's like every third step, it just bounces into your balls a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know a little bit of magic, but I also know how to spend money, which is the sweetest magic of all.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, persuasion check.
21. Well, the guards, they get chunk. They hand you a day pass. Very well, be on your
day
pass.
pass.
Day pass. Yeah, you don't reside here. You are.
Thank you.
You look at the day pass, and it's basically like a potential investor, is what it says on there. So,
am I able to jump the queues?
Oh, by all means, sir. Right this way. But
Wonderful.
They will ask for your name, so they can record it in the ledger.
Oh yes, my name is Staniel Linda.
You either give me a persuasion roll or a deception check. Your call.
Let's go for deception.
Okay. 25. Mr. Delinda. How many L's are in the Delinda?
Oh, quite a few. I normally pay somebody to keep track of the L's. You know how it is. Too focused on the W's. Know what I mean?
Too right. So, enjoy yourselves. Don't piss anybody off, and good luck.
I shall definitely do none of those things.
Is there any particular residence you're looking for? Are you looking for like a particular any property that you were trying to invest in, or?
Yes, I am an honored guest of Mr. the Sorcerer.
He goes. They look at each other, and the guards kind of like pull out their little ledger book. They're flipping through. Do you mean Mrs. the Sorcerer?
Yes, sir.
Give me another deception check.
Not as good, but 15.
Okay, deception 15. Yeah, that gets you through. Oh yes, Mrs. the Sorcerer has the abode on the east side of town. It's a nice house. It could be a little bit better. It's only like I don't know, 6,000 square feet in the backyard. It could be nicer, but they definitely need the investment. But I believe they're having a party today, so I assume you're on the guest list.
Oh, absolutely. You should assume that.
He looks at your jangling pouch, looks in your eyes, looks at your jangling pouch, looks back in your eyes. I will assume that.
Oh yes. Oh, I see.
Mr. Rich Man,
I will grease the palm of this person.
Okay. How much do you give him?
As little as possible. Which is still quite a lot because I've been paid in platinum, right?
Right. So what do you give him?
1 platinum.
So $10?
Nah, 50.
10 gold?
Let's go for 5.
5 platinum? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. I can't pronounce all that.
Hey, it's a foreign and interesting name.
You are neither of those things. But I wish you and your gold welcome to Wanderlust.
No problem. Goodbye, you magical pricks.
All right. You begin to traverse this
And I shall,
community, and it is
strike
exactly what you
confidently
think a
in
magical
a
community
direction.
would be like. It is houses. Some of them are floating. Some are a little bit higher. Some are a bit lower. Colored lights. Every prestidigitation and thaumaturgy and all these kind of spells going off. Little sparklers, a little here and there. It's kind of like Disneyland for perverts, which is basically just Disneyland. A little bit of moving around, a little bit of understanding. You start to figure out where exactly the sorcerer abode happens to be. And it's not in the most expensive part of Wanderlust. It's on the lower side. It's a nice residence. It's got a decent backyard and a front yard and some square footage, but you've seen some frickin' mansions. And this is more of a, upwardly mobile house. But by comparison, it's a hovel. But there are a lot of like brooms and carriages and all types of magical mobile devices parked out front. Now, how would you like to approach? How do you want to do it, Stan? From the front or from the back?
You know what? We've done brazen. We've done bribery. We've done sheer balls full of money. Let's try a little bit of rogue work. Let's see if we can sneak around the back.
Okay. Jorcerer, I imagine you at least went to the front to at least get a scope out what it looks like, correct? So here's what I'm going to do.
What, right now?
Yeah, for the sake of the narrative, I'll say this. I assume that Stan went to the front of the house to at least check out the decor before he decides if he wants to knock on the front door or go to the back, correct? It's a good thing and when you're casing out the joint, you did a walk by, correct, Stan?
Yeah. You would cased it out a little bit casually.
All right, I would like you both to give me perception checks.
A 12.
A 12, okay. Jorcerer, can you give me a perception check?
Jorcerer gets a 16.
Jorcerer, for the briefest of moments, your hope against hope actually feels like it came true. You swear you saw this has-been washed up, feather in his old hat, dusty as fuck.
I've been cleaned up, thank you very much.
Dry dust when he orgasms. A swashbuckler that's very familiar to you. Kind of looks like he's doing a little walk by your front driveway. So from where you look on the map, that is roughly where Stan is as he's walking by. And you, right in front of you is a set of windows. What would you like to do?
I would like to open my robes and press my wonder against the window.
Fantastic.
Okay.
That is okay. So you go up and you press yourself up against the glass. Just do you thud heavily? Do you scream? Do you pound? Or is it you're just pressing ham, or in this case salami? You're just stretching. I know that sound. Sadly, I know that sound. Well, beat a 15.
Pushing it up there and then pointing to whatever keeping me from leaving.
All right, there is it's kind of there's a cock ring. It's like around the base of the balls and shaft is the gem of Mark Fu, totally original.
So he's not just showing me his cock for old time's sake.
Well, he might be, but here's the thing: you got to notice him first. So roll me another perception check. But you got to beat a 15.
Let's go.
Man, those are some
5.
wonderful trees, and did you notice this topiary is it is actually lovely.
There might be a bit of Stan's consciousness that just doesn't want to see that.
Right. I mean, you do notice the 15-foot high walls that go around the community of this particular house, but at no point did you see the cherubic man pressing his ham. Salami.
Look at the chisel work on that.
Yeah, that's that face is not
lovely.
bad. So yeah.
Look at that shrubbery.
All right,
that shrubbery's certainly not a chubby cock.
I will say this: if Are you going to try to go by? How are you going to try to do this? Go around the side, or are you going to try to go through the inside stonework? Basically, are you going to try to go to the inside or the outside of the stonework?
Yeah, let's go on the inside.
You're going to try to go inside the property line.
Yes, still in the property line. I noticed there's a little bit of hubbub about the place. I've heard there's a party.
Yes,
I think I can.
I'm just checking. So why don't you can just walk on the map and let me, so I can see where you go. Now let you know these are walls, these are front doors, these are windows. Okay, as you go by, you have another shot. Now that you're much closer, as you go by, give me a perception check, DC 10. Or you know what? Because he's like 12, fantastic. Jorcer's still there, tits on glass and wang on glass, just palms looking at you.
There's a lot being pressed on that glass.
You ever seen the sad puppies in the window that want to be adopted?
That is a well-made window. Oh my god!
All right, so what do you do?
Well, first I try not to have a heart attack, I imagine.
Okay.
And then once I guess I look after the what I assume is an amorphous blob.
Yeah.
Or maybe some kind of gelatinous cube with a cock.
Gelatinous ball. I don't think he's cube-like. He has not been working out. So
it's a square window.
I assume
he's
he's
pressed up against it very
that's a very good point. Excellent point. So, Jorcerer, describe how hairy your navel is.
I always imagine him to be completely smooth.
Oh, yeah, and kind of buttery. So
yeah, a little bit buttery. But eventually I see the face.
Okay.
I like
it's the hat. The hat's a dead giveaway.
It's a hat. You can keep your hat on.
Do you go
Jorcerer, I say, with a mixture of relief and horror.
All right, Jorcerer, due to the enchantments on this glass, you hear none of him. You just see him mouthing things. But because the wife knows her duty, all the glass has been enchanted. No sound is escaping out.
Is it also self-cleaning?
Oddly enough, yes.
Yes. Something I definitely would have invested in.
So you see Stan, your old friend, but his mouth is moving. You hear nothing.
I'm saying a lot of dramatic and whimsical things right now. You can't hit him.
All right. My wonder has drawn him to me.
Yes.
That's perfect. That's the first part of my plan.
Okay.
Now, I need a way to communicate.
Okay.
Secretly.
Okay.
Is the barbecue underway?
Yes, the guests have arrived. There are little kids swimming in your pool in the backyard. There are horseshoes being played. There is food being served. Yes.
Excellent. All right, then I have a deviled egg that I've been saving for just such an occasion. All right. Am I allowed out of this room?
You're allowed out of the room. You cannot leave the property line. You can go into the backyard, but you cannot leave the actual property. You can't go beyond the stone walls.
That's fine. The backyard is where I want to be, where I can look inconspicuous and enjoy the company of my wife's friends and guests.
Yes. It is definitely your wife's. You have no...
where's the backyard?
This is her friends of the community.
Or what?
So you have a deviled egg. What are you doing?
You have a deviled egg in your inventory. I like to think it's the only thing in your inventory.
I want to go to the backyard.
Okay. What do you say anything to Stan? Do you pantomime anything?
Are you just showing me a deviled egg?
I can't hear shit. All right, I need to signal to him that we're going to the backyard.
Okay.
So I will lift up the back of my robe and point to my ass.
Okay. Stan,
And then I'll
interpret that as you will. It could have been do you want this, pretty boy?
Yeah. I know Jorcerer well enough to know that his standard method of communication is rather garbled.
Okay.
And, he had a very different upbringing from most people, let's say, charitably. So what do you want me to roll there? Some kind of Jorcerer insight.
Let's see. I would like an insight roll. While I also want Jorcerer to give me a general intelligence check.
Too much insight.
Yeah. Okay, insight 15. That's not bad. You know Jorcerer pretty well, and I also want Jorcerer to give me an intelligence roll. An 8. it doesn't take much to realize that you're in a study that has books, paper, pens, pencils.
It doesn't matter, Gibby. We're communicating. Oh, you mean go round the back? Oh, I see.
I mean, you could literally write it on a paper and slap it against.
There were better ways to say that, my friend. But sure, I'll see you round back.
Stan gives the big thumbs up. So, Stan.
No, not a thumbs up, Gibby.
Oh.
Let's not confuse this any more than we need to confuse this.
Right in there. Okay, Stan, which way are you going, left or right? Map left or map right?
Map left. That's what I mean.
Map left. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where to put you on the other map. Jorcerer, which way are you going? I assume you're going straight out on the deck, because the only way you can go is straight out back on the deck.
I will signal to Jorcerer I'm going that way.
Jorcerer, as you were walking out of your house, Mrs. the Sorcerer sees, she's like, "Oh, excellent. It's about time you came out of your office. I thought you would just while the days away again, playing with yourself again while we have guests, and I'm glad you have an egg. You're supposed to take care of the cooking duties, so would you be so kind as to actually go to the grill like you're supposed to and be a real man? Thank you. I have guests to attend to.
I shall work my wonder.
I need you to just work on the goddamn grill." So she steps off to the right or something like that. Now, Stan, when you came around, unfortunately, the stone walls around the house led you to an interior stone wall. There is now another wall in front of your face. The wall that you went through doesn't let you in, so you are still on the outside of the fence line. Directly ahead of you is another gate with a large demon guarding it and a 15-foot wall between you and the backyard party. Jorcerer, you've got your marching orders from your wife. You are supposed to man the grill like a real man, in her opinion. Stan, you are stuck.
I was going out there anyway.
Good. You're currently stuck. Now you've got some cover. You walked around. You got some foliage between you and the demon who's standing gate guard on that side of the. There appears to be a gate on the other side of the property line as well that leads to the backyard. So, with a proper bullshit detector, maybe you might be able to get by him. Maybe you can hop the fence. I don't know. But, so, Jorcerer first, what is it you want to do?
All right. There is a grill.
Yep, right in front of you.
Some meat outside.
Well, just for the sake of the imagination, say yes. There's there's some raw meat on some of the tables that need to be cooked. You've got a few people standing by. You've got Lou the Druid, who's kind of watching you in that manly way, watching how the guys cook and commenting constantly. Maria Blunt, she's a sorceress from down the street, and she is opinionated, and you don't like her very much at all. But they're both standing by the grill up on your deck.
All right. Well, I don't plan to be here for long, so all I need to do is go through the motions and look like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to grab a handful of raw meat and throw it on the grill.
Okay, so I'll drag you over to the grill over here.
And then I'll be a good host. I'll go over to Lou the Druid and say, "Do you care for a deviled egg?"
Oh, what kind of deviled eggs? Did you put the mayonnaise in it, or is it the kind that that you had what
secret sauce?
I don't take offense there, pals, and all that, but you're kind of gross, dude. No offense. What kind of secret sauce are you talking? How secret?
Maria yourself.
Then Maria walks over. "Oh, I heard what kind of secret sauce he used. Let me tell you. Apparently, he spends all his days whiled away in his office. Slapping the salami as it is. You know what I'm saying. Mrs. the Sorcerer tells us all the time that he is constantly in there looking at his magazines and his books."
Oh, all right. I was going to ask. We don't have children? That's good.
No.
That's right.
Now, the thing is, there are at least at least five kids swinging your pool, which is by this point, they've been there for the last couple hours down the south, which is at this point mostly urine, I assume. But yeah, you have a nice fresh little like grotto pool pond, It's your neighbor's family. Now, the only person of note will probably be there's guys around here Uncle Vincenzo, Furbog Tim, Uncle Paulie, Mad Frank. Mort, Mario Three Wands is to your northeast, but the guy who's most important would be Father Brandon. He's over there playing horseshoes at the moment. He's kind of the big muckety muck of the community. He's at the north end of the horseshoe pit On the right. So he's the guy. He's probably the most powerful mage in the community. So.
I wonder if he knows anything about getting magic gems off my dick. All right.
If there is a guy, then he's not the mage father for nothing. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, the meat's cooking. That's good. I'd like to go talk to Father Horseshoe.
Well,
Man.
while you make your way over there, let's see what Stan's going to do. Stan, you are between a demon and a 15-foot wall. What you going to do?
Let's try and brazen it out. Why not? Let's see how the dice treat me. I will approach the what I assume is the doorman.
Yes.
And say, somebody call for a meat whisperer.
No.
Well, you did. That's just my catchphrase.
Oh.
I'm meat
It's not
bay.
good. It's bad.
Well,
Are you
I
on the
don't-
guest list?
Well, I should hope so. I'm being paid to be here. Meat bay, celebrity chef. I handle the meat. That's another catchphrase. Tell me, sir, are you au fait in the bistro circle, in the gourmet dining?
This 10-foot tall Baylor denizen of the lower hells, who's been summoned here against his will by a bunch of magical fucks, looks you up and down and says, "No, but I like barbecue."
Well, the barbecue is actually my speciality. You look like a chap who knows his way around a grill.
That was a joke.
Oh, I see. Well, it was very funny.
Then why didn't you laugh?
I was laughing on the inside. That's what cool people do.
He's just staring at you like steam billows out of his nostrils.
Well, I've got about, a lot of kilos of raw meat on the way. I've got my special salt in my pouch here. I'm ready to wow some guests. Are you ready to be wowed?
He pulls out he gets these tiniest pairs of glasses you've ever seen a demon wear, puts them on his eyes, on the bridge of his nose, and he starts adjusting his, he's getting kind of old for a demon. He's putting that parchment closer and further away, and he's trying like hell to read it. What'd you say your name was again?
Can I see anything on this list?
Oh yeah, well I mean here's the thing. He's very tall and he's moving it in, so you have a shot. Give me a perception check and see if you can spot some names.
Okay. Well, my eyes are not that great either. Uh-oh.
6. Both of you look blurry, so that's you take a gamble, my friend.
Yes, I'm Mr. Magic Man.
Give me a second here. Mr. Magic Man.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you've got it written down there. Magic Ian. That's me.
Which one? He's looking at it, and here's the thing. You can tell he's not bright. You can tell he doesn't want to be here. He's fulfilling the letter of his contract. There's a lot of magic men in here. Which one?
It says right there on your list. Magic Ian. That's me.
Magic Ian. And could you point to it for me?
I will. I assume there's something.
Now, he holds it down for you to see
somewhere.
here. Now, surprisingly enough, there's no Magic Ian on this list, but there are some names like the Great Mage, like
there's not a
Inopolis
single
or something.
magician on this list.
Well,
that I can-
there, right now, like I said,
Identified only as magician
exactly.
with a spacing problem.
So it says it's held down. You're getting a feeling he can't read very well to begin with, and he, more or less his presence is supposed to just deter people. It's like if you start a fight, he's going to mess you up. But
I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, if I can see anything on the list.
Now here's the thing. Now, Jorcerer, from where you're at, you've got a line of sight through the gates. You can see Stan there talking to the Baylor. Now, the wife's in control of these things, but they know who you are. You have an option to not go to Father Brandon, or you could walk over to the gate and try to get Stan in. What do you want to do?
let's see. I guess Father Brandon can wait. Do I know all the expected guests and who's not here yet?
You are aware of a lot. Here's the thing: there's so many in the community. Any one of them could pop by at any time. Like this is there's easily 600 people that live in this community. But you've got maybe like 14 of the bigger wigs in the backyard right now, and some of their kids. More are coming. It's like one of those all day block party kind of things. So
right, that's fine.
Could be anybody.
I want to choose somebody that's not here yet, and say their, and I'll shout out their name.
Okay.
Oh, Wiggly Frank. So, I've been waiting for you. Hello, Wiggly Frank.
Man wants his Wiggly Frank.
Well, the guy. So
I told you.
Looks at
Here comes the meat.
Looks at you. Looks back at Jorcerer. I thought you said your name was Magic Ian.
No, I said I was a Magic Ian. It's how we pronounce magician where I'm from. I'm a meat magician.
Give me another deception check. Natural 20. God
Make way for the meat magician.
I'm a meat magician.
All right. Now, he opens the...
That's all you had to say.
Go ahead. He opens the gate for you. The gate is unlocked. You are on the inside. Now,
I'm striding through with absolute confidence.
Now, at 1 second, I need to do 2 rolls. One to see, I need a strength check to see how much he slams this gate. Pretty fucking hard. Okay, so now I need a perception check of Mrs. the Sorcerer, who definitely knows who you are because she was there when you guys raised her village. It's been 2 years, but you haven't changed your clothes. So...
And they're great clothes.
11. Not enough. There are not too many people, they're clanging and noise and there's kids. She does not notice you.
Excellent. Master of stealth and deception.
All right, but you are currently at a table with a 10-foot-tall furbog and a guy named Uncle Paulie. How you doing, man? You want to have a sit down and have a thing? I heard you got something about some meat, Sorcerer? What you do over there? Tell me about it. What's your business there, Mate Ian or Wiggly Frank, whatever your name is? I am Paulie. Nice to meet you.
I'm in meat and meat-related wonder.
Oh, fantastic. I specialize myself in, a little bit of evocation magic. I like to make things go boom. The right guy pays me, they disappear in a
That sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Magical people are the most fascinating people there are.
Yeah,
they keep talking. That's the thing about them. They talk
we
so
never
much
stop.
and
Oh, my
it's
God.
always
So anyway,
interesting.
when I was working on this one lightning spell, my God, I stood in this speed,
A spell, you say?
Shot it
Amazing.
from my dick and it blew up this troll.
Unbelievable.
And it was the best.
Can I just stop you there? Because I really need to get this meat on the grill if I'm to perform my meat magic later for the piece de resistance.
Okay, are you holding your hands out as if you're holding something that's not there?
No, he doesn't need to know where the meat's coming from. That's all part of the meat magic.
All right.
The part of the
all right, show me a trick
barbecue
then.
illusion.
All right. If you're a meat magic man, show me a trick. Show me a trick. Any trick.
Oh, okay. I cast minor illusion on the table, and it's a really sexually attractive woman made out of sausages.
All right, give me a performance check.
What I do have,
Oh, I understand.
a magic spell I
but
can use.
you're doing
You
a
just
little
said,
flair
can I
and
put a
flourish here.
spin on it?
The magic
Okay.
happens. Yes, you made an illusion of a sexy lady made of
Let's
sausages.
find out what meat magic actually is.
It's not bad.
A 13.
It's not bad. It's better than kids' parties. The problem is your wrist, man. You got to put a little snap into it, a little pop and lock. All right,
Well,
you
this is
work
just-
on that. This ain't bad.
This is just an hors d'oeuvre. The main course shall be later on,
All right,
my
I hear
friend.
You. I hear you. All right. Well, good luck to you, pal. And I like my sausage a little spicy winter. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, I know what you're saying. I don't know what he's saying. I'm leaving.
All right. Which way you go? Move around the map to wherever you want to be, my friend.
Yeah, I will saunter and wander over to behind Jorcerer.
All right. As you pass, the guy up here, Uncle Vincenzo, he's watching you with a little bit wary. There's a guy, there's always that one guy in the organization who dresses a little too nice and proper for if this is a backyard. These are wizards and they're basically their version of wizarding cargo shorts and flip-flops. This guy's still dressed like, the wizarding equivalent of a suit. And he's watching you. You notice it, but,
Well, I will lance that boil of suspicion as I go past. Oh, you're looking sharp, my friend. Are you a performer too?
I end performances. Got a problem with that?
Oh, no, I'm something of a performer myself. That's why I'm here.
Make sure you do a good performance, or else it'll be your last one. Capiche?
Yeah. You've nothing to fear, my friend. It'll be a performance to
I
remember,
don't fear
trust
anything.
me.
Are you calling me a coward?
No, I don't think I said that, but if I did, I apologize.
What, are you frightened? You're not even a man of your own words? What's your problem?
Oh, do I have a problem? No, I don't think I have a problem.
I'm busting your balls. Have a good time. I'm just here to watch. Keep a guard on things. Do your thing. No, seriously, go do your
nice.
thing. I'm done with you. Go on.
Okay. Well, let me know if you want to drink sometime. Goodbye.
So you wander over to Jorcerer. Now, Mrs. the Sorcerer has her back to you at the moment, but you definitely recognize her from, at least from behind. She's talking to Mr. Three Wands over here. So,
Jorer, it's great to see you again.
Wiggly
I hate
Frank.
all-
Excellent.
Not so loud.
Can I interest you in a deviled egg?
Not right.
I made it
Where is
myself.
that? Where is that? What do you mean you made it? Did you produce it? I don't want to know. Never mind.
I really think you should try this deviled egg.
I will reluctantly take the
Lou the
devil
Druid's
egg.
like, oh man, he's got a special sauce in that thing. I wouldn't try it. You know what he does.
I will
Whacking it.
I will hold the devil egg.
Excellent. I've already started the meat. If you would, I understand you're quite the meat magician. I very much look forward to putting your sausage in my mouth.
Jocelyn, have you hit your head? I'm here to rescue you from your life of, I don't know, suburban drudgery.
I would say marital bliss. I would say clearly this is a nice house, Danny. We should try to get one.
It's a nice house you have here. All your wife's friends seem to be pricks, but, that's fine, I guess. But are you not feeling a little constrained? Do you not yearn for the life of adventure?
I yearn for freedom. However, I have magical rocks on my dick.
No, I'm
Oh,
not
I
falling.
wonder.
I'm not falling for that one again, my friend.
So what happens if I try to leave? Do they explode or something? Or?
You don't know. You haven't tried.
Okay.
We can just walk out. I just walked in.
I cannot. My wonder is restrained.
Well, that's not a bad thing, given your history. Perhaps it should be. There are children over there.
I'm sorry, but is the food going to be ready anytime soon? The kids are hungry down there. I can see it. Hey, Wendy! And Maria calls down to Wendy, watches all down here, is watching the kids. She's like, what's going on, girl? Girl, they are not cooking. I think that steak is burning. That sausage is not what? How many hot dogs do you want for them kids? And the kids hear, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. And a bunch of kids start swimming up towards the edge of the pool because they want their hot dogs. Extra ketchup, as children do.
Oh, God, this is awful.
All right.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
And like a horde of zombies, the kids start coming
I'll
this
whisper,
way.
quickly, man the grill. I must play horseshoes for a moment.
Let the meat magician take over.
Yes.
Jorcerer, I'll man the grill. You see to the children. Oh, my God.
No. I must attend the horseshoe pit.
The horseshoe, yes. To the horseshoe pit. Away from the children.
Okay.
Far away from the children.
Where's our hot dogs? We want hot dogs. I want ketchup on mine. I like a
Hot
little
dogs
bit
are
of relish.
coming up.
No, they're advancing.
All right, I will man the grill. I'm going to get some hot dogs.
Are you going
out
to eat
to
your
these
deviled
children.
egg?
No, I'm going to put that carefully aside.
Okay. Okay, doke. All right, so Jorcerer, you're going to start moving over towards the horseshoe pit, correct?
Yes.
All right, I'll put you halfway there. Stan, you are now, for some reason, standing in front of the grill with 5 hungry kids asking for hot dogs.
I will draw my daggers and start moving these sausages around in as entertaining a way as I can. Behold my meat magic, children.
Give me a performance check. They're just kids, so make it good. A 7. They're kids. What now? The one kid, Frankie Finn, the one in the front row to the right. He is. You kind of suck, mister.
I'm just warming up, kiddo. Trust me.
Little Ricky, what do you say? I think it's not bad. He could be better. Sal Jr. is like, I just want my hot dog. iCarly, she's just sitting there. She's kind of dopey. And Ginny Puzo in the back, she's, just feed us, please. We've been swimming. We're hungry. The sun's out. We're burned.
Understandable. You have been neglected. But I don't want to give you food poisoning. Except for you, the mouthy one. Would you like this deviled egg?
Yeah, sure, thanks, man. I'm starving. You give him the egg?
Here you go, then.
Jorcerer, what happens when the kid bites into the egg?
He discovers a stone
Okay.
within it.
A stone. Just a stone. Okay.
Well,
oh, my tooth!
Unless he looks closer.
Oh, my tooth!
Ta-da!
Why is there a rock in this egg? You suck! And so now you have unfortunately got the attention of Uncle Vincenzo starting to move over this way. He hears a kid in pain. Lou the Drew is starting to close in a little bit. Maria Blunt, she takes a step. We'll come back to your little predicament in a second. Jorcerer, you make your way over and you see a more roundish mage. Let me show you. He's kind of somewhere between a mage and a monk. Bald, and he's stuck, and he's just playing a little horses. He's using the mage hand to
cheat.
Cat picks his, because you don't see little poles in the ground. You see little fires. So it's mage hand horseshoes, and him and cousin Sal are tossing them back and forth. While they talk business. So Mr. Jorcerer, thank you for having me to your home. It was very respectful. Something I can do for you. Jorcerer walks over to Father Brandon. He's like, Mr. Jorcerer the Sorcerer, I appreciate you for having us into your...
Hello, Father!
I appreciate you. It's respectful having us into your home. Is there something I can do for you? I'm just playing a little bit of mage horseshoes. You use mage hand to toss the shoes in and out of the little fires here.
Yes, I see you indeed have magical hands.
And don't be frickin' weird.
Jorcerer opens his robes and says,
Oh, not right here. No, not in front of my boy. No, not in front of my boys. Please. There's children present.
Oh, no.
All right, Stan, you see, amid the screaming children, you clearly see Jorcerer's robes open, standing in front of what appears to be the mage father of this entire community, flashing his dangle. And there are children right in front of you while you are handling meat.
Here's his go-to move. Okay, I need to... There are several reasons why I need to do this next move. I want to remove the fact that I nearly broke that kid's tooth.
Yep.
I don't want any of these children watching what is going on over there. And I also need to cement my identity as a meat magician. So I want to try a move.
Okay.
This might be a sleight of hand. It might be a performance. I don't know. But I want to put some lighter fluid on this grill so it flames up. And I want to use that distraction to try and nab that rock back off that kid.
Okay. This is going to require a series of moves, all right? So I'm going to... Step one. There is some oil, some fantasy-appropriate, a flask of oil behind you to your right on one of those tables. I'm going to need you to... dexterity check to grab it, because I think you're trying to keep an eye on the kids while you're doing this, trying to do a little flair and flourish. So yeah. I'm going to need you to...
okay, a bunch of dexterity. I also want to shout, behold the meat magic!
All right, so this is going to be a dexterity check to grab the fluid, a performance check, and then some kind of acrobatics check, because you're trying to do this all together in the final culmination. So step one.
Okay. On my dexterity.
You snatched it off the table without even looking. It was flawless. There's a few oohs.
There we go.
Give me a performance check to see how you had the
21.
21. Everyone's engaged. Everyone's got all eyes on you, and you're holding this oil in front of an open flame, and 5 children in the front row, approximately 7 feet in front of you, standing outside the deck. Now, give me either probably an acrobatics roll, because you're trying to do this either athletics or acrobatics, your choice. You're trying to do this douse, because I think you're trying to create a wall of fire before you try to steal the rock from the kid.
That's right.
Okay.
Showbiz and then child theft.
Yep.
16 acrobatics.
That's fine. You're trying to Benihana this thing, and I was really hoping. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping you're gonna set those kids on fire, but you don't. And I was perfectly willing to turn this into a bloodbath, but you don't. Flaming volcano at a Japanese steakhouse, baby. You have a distraction, you have flames, you have heat. Unfortunately, the kid that you need is on the other side of the flame. So what are you going to do to reach? Because that kid is 7-ish feet away from you. And he's down about 3 because the deck's slightly raised. It's not a tall deck. It's just, one of those like extra 2 feet off the ground deck. So you've got about 10 feet to cover. How are you going to get this rock from this kid?
Good question, Gibby. All right. I was hoping the kid was actually closer, but
I'll say this: his mouth is it's flame. He's not gonna get closer. He's not that dumb. But his mouth is open. His mouth is agape, and like at the display. So this is your shot.
He's not choking on this rock, is he?
Not yet. His mouth.
In that case, I will dive over and say, "Look out! He's choking."
Okay, so you dive through the flame. Give me an acrobatics roll. Athletics or acrobatics, your choice to dive through the flame and land on the kid. A 10. It ain't great. You kind of clatter over some pots and pans. You kind of fall in the fire. You're going to take, let's see, you're going to take
as long as I could
4 points of fire damage.
If I can sell this as a heroic act.
And you land on the child. Now let's do a quick roll of the kid to see does his mouth say, there's a constitution check. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Above a 10, it stays in his mouth. Below a 10, he swallows it. Okay. Oh, stays in his mouth. So you are on top of this child. His mouth is open. You are bearing down on him like the devil himself who just leaped through flame on top of this kid. His wind is knocked out of him, so he can't talk right now because an old, burly, swashbuckling man landed on a child.
I'm shouting, he's choking. Okay. I know, what's the fancy equivalent of a Heimlich movement? I know how to stop a child choking.
All right, what do you do?
Behind the lick.
Yeah, this is an established move. I did squeeze that child until he coughs up.
Are you going to bring up your hands together like Captain Kirk style and bring it down on his chest?
Absolutely.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Attack roll.
Well, right, you are attacking this kid's chest.
I'm medically attacking him. Sure,
it's a medical unarmed strike on a 9-year-old.
11.
They have an armor class of 10, so you hit.
Yeah.
So how much damage did you do to this kid?
It's medical damage, Gibby.
Sure.
4.
0.
Perfect. There you go. I didn't even
Perfect. You have knocked the wind further out of him. He spits the rock into the air. Comes flying out. Do you want to try to snatch it first?
I want to snatch it out of midair.
All right. It's between you and iCarly because she's right there. She saw the whole thing. So give me a sleight of hand roll versus hers.
18.
She's a sticky finger little kid, so I'm going to give her a +1. She gets a 9. So yeah, she reaches for it. Ha! You snatch that rock away from that kid before she even touches it.
Don't worry, I, the meat magician, have saved your child's life.
You're on top of Frankie. He can't talk back at the moment. He's like, he's pointing at you, and he's pointing at Uncle Vincenzo.
That's right. I am a hero.
So with Uncle Vincenzo, the fixer of the family, watching you dump over there. Let me give him a perception check on Uncle Vincenzo real fast. He's got a +5 to perception, so let's see what he gets. 19. He saw everything very clearly. He didn't see the kid per se, so give me one last roll. Give me a deception check to see if Uncle Vincenzo believes your bullshit about the choking.
Now, if he saw everything, he saw me dive over the fire, take damage.
I understood, but this is
thump a rock out of the kid's mouth. Okay.
Yes, you got through all that stuff and got the kid. You're trying to convince the man who makes people disappear for the family to believe that this kid was suffering. A natural 1. And that's where we'll leave this episode.
How can he get a natural 1 from that?
I don't even get a response.
No, you're standing in front of the wizarding godfather with your dick out, who was trying to show you as much respect as possible. Stan just tackled a kid and couldn't bullshit his way past the assassin of the wizarding familia. And I think that's an excellent place to leave off.
I hope that rock and that devil egg means something.
For this episode.
I hope that's a rock
Bastards.
of undo previous action.
We'll be back to see what happens next with 0.75. Steve and or Mr. Belland, do you guys have any parting words for our fans?
Oh, no.
Oh, my.
I'm as curious to see how this turns out as you are.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very, very, very much for joining us on this episode of the Dicey Bastards. We will be back next time with 0.75 to see exactly how Stan and Jorcerer get out of this predicament. Can't wait to see it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends.
Dicey Bastards is brought to you by Authors and Dragons, podcast by geeks for geeks. If you'd like to support us or join a vibrant community of online weirdos on our Discord, please do donate at patreon.com/authors and dragons.
I wonder if you might assist me in getting my rocks off.